Welcome. I'm Connor Sullivan, and this is the Brett Beard Show. How you doing, Coach Beard?
I'm doing great, Connor. How about you?
I'm doing amazing. You know, we come off the win 59-6 versus Terra homecoming game. How you feeling?
Well, I mean, it definitely feels a lot better to sit in this chair now, and, you know, at 3-1 than where we were last year. I mean, you know, you've seen a lot of growth. We've competed at a level that is nowhere near where we're going to be yet, but we're getting a lot better, and it's been a lot of fun to watch y'all play and watch you get after it, and continued growth, continued success hopefully comes with that.
Continued growth, that's one thing I'm really proud about. Difference from last year is last year we were inconsistent, you know, going have one good week, one bad week.
Yep.
Now it's practice, yeah, we have one bad day, but we're going to come back with 2 good days. And
it's like I tell you, you know, good teams, they're going to have bad days, man. There's just days where things just don't feel good. You're in a tough sport, a brutal sport. Good teams have bad days. Great teams don't have bad days back to back.
Yes, sir, and that's one thing I feel like we've done, not perfect on, but been a lot better.
No, I've been really pleased with the way we've prepared and practiced, and like I said, I think on Friday night it shows. We're able to play for 48 minutes, and we're able to get a job done, and, you know, we're playing at another level.
Yes, sir, we're finally getting that whole culture change around. We're going to talk about that later. Let's get into the highlights. Reese Mooney and Andrew Goodwin, questionably out for the season due to an ankle injury and knee injury. Now you got the Yellow Jackets getting ready to storm the field. You got Zane Hooper leading the charge. You know, let's talk about the atmosphere of that game. Like, you see those stands packed, student section full, just energy over there is crazy.
Well, I mean, you built that. You know, you guys doing what you're doing, you're building that.
Yes, sir. All right, so let's get started. So you got Ryder Wygant, handoff to Ray McNeely, cutting defenders, you know, breaking ankles that's a huge gain now. So next play, you're going to have Ryder Wygant, back to McNeely again, who finds a hole, gets in the end zone easily for a 7-0 lead Jackets. Let's just explain that, you know, with the quarterback out, how's Ray having to step up, and how do you think he's answering with that?
Well, I mean, he's got to be our workhorse. You know, if we can get Wygant and Horn to throw the ball a little bit to keep those lanes open a little wider for him to work, he's going to be a great player for us. He's going to be huge for us.
Yes, sir, and you see Horn's actually been 7-0 All right, so quarterback Malik August sacked by Alex Chandler and Ethan Foster. You have Ethan celebrating. Now it's Denham ball again. Wygant handoff to Cam Kelly, who's going to be tackled, but he ends up getting the first down. Jags are in the red zone now. You have Ryder Wygant handoff to Cam Kelly again, who's getting the touchdown, 14-0 Denham. Just talk about having like those 2 backs, how much that helps with you know, just running backs getting tired and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, 2 guys that play the game of football and love football like they do, great vision, great balance, they're going to make a lot of plays for us.
Yes, sir. It definitely helps having 2 of them to worry about instead of 1. All right, so now it's still celebrating. Terra quarterback August with actually the quarterback keeper. He hits the sideline. He's making defenders miss. You have Gustavo Censoneros diving. You actually have Mason Edwards in on the tackle. Next play, Terra quarterback August again, rolling out. That pass is actually complete to number 49, Jashawn Beauchamp, who rumbles up the sideline. The Trojans are actually in the red zone now. You got number 2 back. He's actually sacked by Ethan Foster again. That's a big play right there. You know, Ethan Foster, he's been having quite a season.
Gotten a lot better.
Yes, sir. And now you got Terra's quarterback again under pressure. He's actually sacked. That will be fumbled, and every big man's dream recovered by D lineman Porter Gibson. It's a huge turnover. You got the big boy running downfield.
You got a score there.
Now you got Ryder Wygant. Handoff to, this is something new, Micah Harrison at running back. Normally plays slot receiver. You know, hitting the burners. That's like a 45-yard touchdown to make it 21-0. Explain that, having Micah at running back now.
Well, one of my favorite things here, you see a little bit different. There's not a whole lot of dancing, man. He puts his foot in the ground, he gets his seam, and he hits another level. That burst is critical for him to do what he did right there and finish the run in the end zone.
Second level speed. That's impressive right there.
That is.
Yes, sir. So now it's Terra's running back Raymond Godfrey tackled by nose guard Dylan Watson for a huge loss. They were hard hit. Second quarter now, Trojans pass is actually deflected by free safety Jabari Fortenberry, and that will be intercepted by Jordan Ream. Explain that, him coming off the finger injury and him finally, stepping up and making plays.
Yeah, I mean, Reams he's definitely coming to his own. He's a good football player and has a chance to be great, and here you go, making plays right here.
Yeah, so it's something the sideline love to see him bouncing back and getting the interception. So now you got Wygant actually drop back the pass complete to Micah Harrison, shakes off the defenders, Yellow Jacket first down. So now you got Wygant handoff to McNeely again, runs, and he'll tackle into the end zone for a second touchdown of the game, 28-0. just explain that, having to adjust with, like, you know, having the second string quarterback being able to pass a little bit, run now.
Yeah, you know, people are going to stack the box. If we can throw a little bit, they're not going to be able to stack the box, and 5, 4, and 7 are going to have some lanes to work in.
Coming off that, so it's Jackets ball again. Now you actually have a freshman quarterback in the game now, and he's actually going to throw again to Micah Harrison for a nice gain. That's you know, got new faces, got a freshman quarterback in. That's a pretty big deal. So now you got Jerry Horn again, hand off to Cam Kelly, who's going to run, hit that edge, and he's going to score for his second touchdown of the game. 35-0 Jackets. That's a pretty big shocker with Jerry in the game. So now you got Tara punting now. You got Mason Brees and Micah Harrison on the return. Micah Harrison making some moves, making defenders miss. You know, gets that edge. You got the blockers lean. And it actually looks like he's going to score, but he'll be tackled just short. They mark him down on the 1-yard line. Nah, I don't know. It's pretty questionable.
It's not questionable. He didn't get in.
Next play, you got Jerry Horn actually in on the quarterback sneak for the touchdown.
First career
touchdown. It's a big deal right there. You got 42-0 Denham. So it's Trojans back to punt again, but this time it'll actually be returned by Mason Vreese. You got Micah Harrison as the lead blocker. Him running downfield, he'll try to cut it inside, you know, bring it to the red zone, just short of the end zone. So Jacks will end up settling for a field goal. You got 29 Noah Hood for the field goal. You know how great of an addition he's been. 45-0. All right, it's halftime now. All right, second half. Horn actually passed to Lionel Dawson for the huge game. You see him getting hawked down right on about the 5-yard line. So now you got Lionel. You got the young guys in. Jerry Horn handoff to R.J. Johnson for the easy touchdown. 52-0 Denham. Next play, or next drive, Jackets ball. You got number 39, Trevor Lewis, who's actually going to fumble the ball. Terrell will end up getting the fumble and bringing it all the way to the house for the Trojans to finally get on the board. It's a big momentum change right there, but...
Well, your head coach is a defensive guy, so he does not like to see this at all.
Yes, sir. It's not, I wouldn't say a momentum change, but it's not what you want to see.
Well, you give up your shutout.
Now you got Carson Burrell in at quarterback. You have 47, R.J. Johnson, lowering his shoulder, the spin move, making defenders miss. Now it's Burrell back at quarterback again. He's going to hand it off to Jeremiah Sams for a touchdown late in the fourth quarter to end off the game. You know, it's good seeing the JV guys, young guys, getting some touchdowns. It's fun to see.
I love Jeremiah Sam. I'm glad he got to score.
Yes, sir. It's the second one of the season, actually. So now you got the celebration. Alex Chandler, the student section being hyped. That's one of the best feelings after a game. Run up to the student section, just seeing all like your friends and everything hyping you.
One of the reasons I came here is that student section, and you know I think we missed on that last year, and I think this year it's coming back to life.
Yes, sir. You got me and Dylan being hyped. That's just, I'm telling you, it's one of the best feelings.
Yep.
All right,
it's
so
earned.
Let's get into the stats. You had Ray McNeely with 6 carries, 71 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Cam Kelly, 8 carries, 52 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Micah Harrison, 2 receptions, 1 carry for 66 yards and a touchdown. That's it's an impressive game. All right, so first thing I want to talk about is what was the team performance like last Friday? Obviously, you have the 59-6 win, but that was more of a tune-up game for Central. There's a lot of good things, a lot of bad things. Let's just touch up on that game.
Well, I mean, I think one thing we're learning is, you know, victories are hard to come by. I mean, everything you get at this point is earned. It really doesn't matter who we play. I like the idea of worrying about Denham Springs and Denham Springs only. You know, we're getting better at doing our job. I think there's a little more of appreciation for each other, and I think you're starting to get a little taste of success, so you're driven by that and wanting more of it. So, you know, our program is growing. I think it's getting in the right spot. I think it's, you know, you're starting to see a change. You know, you said culture earlier. I mean, I'm loving our culture right now in that locker room, but, you know, when things are good, that's easy to have.
So let's start talking about culture. Let's start off on this. So when you came here, you wanted to change the culture and make it a winning attitude. Do you think we're getting there, and how do you think the progress has come?
Yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes the progress of culture and growth isn't on a scoreboard. You know, look at our numbers in our program of guys that have made it this far. Look at our 99.9% attendance at practice every day. Look at the energy we bring every day, the juice you bring to practice every day. That says a lot. I mean, you guys want to be special. And that's easy to say. It's easy to say, oh, we want to win, we want to do this, we want to do that. But to really put in the commitment and the work to be that successful, that's a whole different world. And with our culture, you're starting to see that success breeds success. The energy breeds energy, and you guys are starting to get it, and you're starting to realize that when you do put in the work, you have a chance to be successful every Friday night, and that is ultimately our culture. Our brotherhood is to take care of each other.
So that's one thing I've really noticed, because it's been 2 years since you've been here. So you came my sophomore or my junior year. Sophomore year, I remember like waking up late for practice. It's no big deal. It's just I'm coming tomorrow, I'll show up late, and it's just you don't really worry about it. Now, like instead of waking up and being there on time, everyone's like waking up being there 10 minutes early, 15 minutes early, because it's just we want to be better and we want to get the job done and change Denham.
Yeah, the process and the disrespect of the great game you play. Some of the things that sometimes hinder my ability as a coach is I played this game, so I have a whole different love for this game, and there's a respect that goes into it. The game itself, the purple and gold, the brotherhood. The commitment and the respect that comes with that is huge. Like it's a big deal. And when you have that culture that you feel like you're thriving in, that you love to be a part of, that family, that's when you're able to flourish. And it's easy to get out of bed excited to come to work, no matter what whether it be fear or whatever is why you're doing it, you're doing it. So you have an opportunity to be better and compete at a high level and wear the DS on the side of your head and wear the purple and gold, and that matters. And when you're doing things right, your culture can flourish because you do see the respect and the love that you have for each other, and it matters. So when it matters to you, when you're loving it, when you're in love with something and you're protecting something, you tend to put more into it, and that's what we're starting to see. Yeah, do you want to have win every week? You do. You want to win every week. That's why we play the game. We run the race to win. But sometimes in a program, in the situation we're in and where it's at, to compete every week and do the job and play for 48 minutes, everything else takes care of itself. The growth is there. You can see it. We can't hit a bump in the road and go backwards. You got to hit that bump in the road and go forwards, and that's what culture does. That's what coming into work early does. That's what having that energy does, and that's why I honestly believe you guys as a group are going to be very successful no matter what.
So I'm so ready for this season, especially like a big thing that's like a lot of people don't see as a big deal, but like let's go back to Walker. They come out first play of the game with the trick play and score.
Yep.
That didn't affect none of us at all. We knew we gave up one play, but we're going to come back stronger the next.
Yeah, that's a big difference. And an example of your growth. I can feel the stands going, oh, here we go again. Well, they caught us in a gap blitz and ran a reverse and a jamboree. Hats off to them. Good for them. They outcoached us that play. And I love it. I do. I love what they do. But for us to be punched in the face, where sometimes in the past we might not have answered,
bounce back.
We answered.
Mm-hmm. So let's get into Central. So you got Central, a big-time district. This is the district game. This is the 74th meeting against our schools. And it's the question be the biggest rival we have, just history-wise and everything. And adding that we went down in the rivalry game, putting us at a 34-35 with 4 ties. Like, does that change the attitude coming in this week since it's being such a big-time, intense game on both sides?
Well, if you want to be a part of history, you want to be the group that ties it back up and ultimately takes over, and you're the one, leading this rivalry at the end. That's on you to make that decision. That's on that group to make that decision. I love the rivalry. I'm excited to be in the rivalry with a full stadium and the full energy that it brings. But it's like I tell y'all, I'm not going to get caught up in the rivalry. I'm not going to get caught up in it being Central. I'm not going to get caught up in it being our first district game. Every game is important, and this is the most important game because it's the next one. Realistically, I have 5 weeks left with some of you. That's all we have together is 5 weeks. Mm-hmm. And then your face of the program will be slid aside and put in the history column or the tradition column, depending on what you start, and then the next group will come along. So I got 5 weeks to focus on competing and watching you compete with y'all. And everyone is important. Every game is critical. You can't get wrapped up in all the to-do that goes with it. I told somebody earlier today, we know what we're getting into. We understand the rivalry. But from 6:05 when we go out to warm up to 7 o'clock when we kick off, anything that we have to deal with or anything we see, any games that are played, you don't get points for that. The game kicks off at 7. And Denham Springs is going to be ready to play, and they're going to play their game. And it's the most important game because it's our next one.
Like, you said that we have, like, 5 weeks left. That's one thing that, like, us, we don't want 5 weeks left. We want to make it to the playoffs. We want to go all the way. And that's, like, something different from – because I remember, seniors just like, oh, dude, I can't wait for this to be over. Like, no, I can, like, the day that the season ends is gonna break my heart.
And those are earned. And that's one thing, we've learned at Denham Springs that getting in the playoffs isn't easy. Like, you have to earn those weeks. Right now, we have 5 weeks. Depending on what we do these next 5 weeks is going to determine whether or not we've got a 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, or 10th week together.
Yes, sir.
And when you put it like that, you really don't have much longer.
It's going by so quick.
You can put everything aside. You can focus on your grades and focus on football for 10 weeks. That's really not that much. And it's really not that much to ask if you are into the culture and love what we're doing.
Yeah, we do, and I promise you that's just making us push harder.
Yep.
Let's get into Central. So let's talk about some key players for Denham that's going to have to step up to beat Central and some key players on Central that we're going to have to stop. Yeah,
I mean, defensively, when you have some key injuries like we've had, guys have all got to step up around. You got to elevate your play to take care of the new guys, take care of the youth. You have to elevate your play around those that we lost. You want to make Ryder Wygant and Jerry Horn's life easier by the front 5 getting the job done at a level they've yet to do. They got to gel, the camaraderie, the physicality, the nastiness that they've got to have is going to take care of them. Ultimately taking care of them, you're going to take care of our running backs because we got to be able to run the football. You kind of go back to the old formula of, work the clock management, run the football, shorten the game, pay attention to your to the times you have the football, pay attention to everything there, and know that you got to take advantage of every possession. And every possession is going to matter because we're limited to where in the past, we kind of went a little faster and we didn't really worry so much about it. Now we have to worry about it. You got to play the game. Defensively, our D-line is going to have to dominate. Central's best 2 players can run the football, and that's what they want to do. I love what their O-line is doing. I love how they formation people. I love how they move people around. I've always liked that. Be good at 3 or 4 plays, but have 1,000 different formations. As a defensive guy, that makes it tricky, and I like that. I like to prepare for that. I like to see the different things people are doing. But ultimately, you gotta stop 13. You got to stop 26. And for us to do that, our linebacker play has to be better. And the challenge is issued. Our 2 safeties have got to play better this week. Our 2 safeties have got to decide that they want to grow up, get the reads, and be better than they've yet to be. And they've been pretty good to this point. But, we want more. We want to be special. If you want to be special, you got to do special things. And that's what those guys have got to do for us to be successful Friday night.
Let's get into some of the offensive adjustments coming into Central. You had Jerry Horn, Ryder Wygant at quarterback. Both of them played last week. We saw both last Friday. Just talk about that. Who's going to be the starting quarterback? Because that's what everyone's wondering.
I've told people this. I wouldn't be worried with Jerry if he was a sophomore, but he's a freshman. And on top of being a freshman, let's look at what he's lost. We've lost 2 JV games. We had the hurricane. So there was some valuable experience that he's lost, which is why in practice you see us giving him the first team reps against a good-on-good situation.
And he's stepped up sometimes.
He has, but he's got to be able to run our offense against our defense. If he can show that he can do that consistently, well, then he's ready to take over our offense. But in the position he is as a freshman, which I look at, it takes guts to play a freshman in 5A football in Louisiana. I love that. I love the challenge. I do. But with what we have to do to be successful and control the game and control the clock, you're going to see Ryder Wygant in at quarterback. He gives us that baseball player moxie, that attitude. You can tell people love him. You can tell his teammates rally around him. So they're going to be better for him. And, we still got to be able to run the football. If Ryder can throw a little bit, which he can, but he's got to show it on Friday night. Like, I know he can throw, but standing there on a practice field in Denham Springs on a Tuesday is a lot different than Friday night under the lights when you got Wildcats flying at you. So all he's got to do is prove that he can make those throws in that pressure-packed situation, and you'll see our offense come back to life and get back to who we are and running the football and having some seams and some creases because we're able to spread you out.
Let's talk about something new. You handed out the starters on defense black jerseys. Yep. You didn't see that last year. Let's just explain that. Is that a tradition or?
Well, it's kind of a tradition. Smitty and I started back at Live Oak. You wear the color black. You gotta come with a little aggression. You gotta come with a little nastiness, and I think our guys have earned it. Now those can be taken away. I mean, that's what it is. It's got to mean something. It's got to be special to them. But you wear black, you got to wear it with an attitude. You got to wear it with a swagger, a chip on your shoulder, and you got to take care of your brothers and your family. And that's what these guys have got to do that are donning the black jerseys. And what I love about it is, you know what? It ain't nothing personal, man. Like I told you this morning, if you get beat out, we get better. If you're worried about getting beat out and you get better, we get better. The name of the game is getting better. And if you wear that black jersey, it's got to mean something. And if you lose that black jersey, it's got to bother you that you got to hand it over to the next man.
Let's talk about adversity, overcoming adversity, just the toughness of this team. You have a couple key injuries. You have the loss of Remy, Coach Smith, and just everything we've been through. Just explain that coming into the season, how we've, answered.
Well, I mean, life isn't fair. Life is life. Life is real. And, how you wake up every day and your relationship with the almighty power and the love for people and how you attack the day is a choice that you got to make. If I didn't come to Denham, I would have never got to know Remy. I came to Denham a lot of it was for Coach Smith because, it's where his kids went. He had a chance to be closer to home. It was easier for him to come to Denham and work than it was even at Live Oak. Felt like he needed a change to kind of get his mind off things. Once again, I had an opportunity at 3 schools to turn around a program with Smitty and couldn't be more thankful for our friendship. The injuries is part of the game, but I'm going to attack every day with thankful to the good Lord that we're up and running. And, I couldn't be, you talk about it's a great day to be a Yellow Jacket. Well, I embrace that. I live that. Like, I love life, and it's a choice you make. Good or bad. You make a choice to stand up and look that sun in the eyes and you rock and roll. And I'm going to get better every day, and I hope everybody around me sees that. That's why I come in and work early, because I want to be an example. I'm never late. I'm never going to miss. And if I do, something's wrong, so you better find me.
All right, so actually I want to change up a little bit. Let's have a little, type of different question. So I want to know who's the best dressed on the team, who's the funniest, and who's the biggest diva. Go.
Who? Best dressed. I tell you what, I saw some pictures of Ethan Foster from homecoming that disappointed me. Landon Kent's shorts disappoint me. Best dress. I don't know if any of y'all really dress all that well. I was impressed with Dylan Watson's tan suit and red tie. What was the other? Who's the funniest?
Who's the funniest on the team?
Oh, I kind of like Caden Richard. He's pretty funny. That dude, he trips me out. Yeah,
talking about gun
he makes me laugh. We got some funny dudes. We got some great personalities on the team, man. That's what makes it so much fun. I love this profession. It's going to keep me young. You wouldn't know that I'm 40 years old. I might look at times and feel it at times, but I tell you what, man, you guys
don't look a day over 20.
You guys keep me young. I feel 20. You guys keep me young, and that's why I do what I do. And y'all got some funny dudes on the team, but Caden Richard probably makes me laugh as much or more than anybody, and some of the stuff he says I couldn't say on camera.
All right, so who's the biggest diva?
Yeah, that's y'all's little group has got some divas in it now. Y'all's little group has some divas.
So who, like me, Ethan, Gus, Dylan?
Kent. Yeah, y'all got some divas now. But I love you. I do love you.
I love you too, Coach. It's not the answer we're looking for. All right, so thank you for coming on today, Coach.
Yeah, great show.
For Brett Beard, I'm Connor Sullivan. Thank you for watching.
I should be the one interviewing y'all.
Do it.
No, I'm trying to give y'all a chance to take charge. We can't even clap. It takes Jules and I 15 minutes to get a clap.
We did it perfect last time. Coach Beard's gonna lead anchor. He's gonna interview Connor about the issues.
Yeah, Connor, tell us about that Falcon coverage that we tend to struggle with, and what exactly is the issues?
All right, so basically, I'm about a yard and a half inside my inside shoulder and their inside shoulder, and it's like.
It sounds like to me they're just better athletes than you.
No, I don't think it's that. So, my goal is not to get beat, but to get behind the receiver, So I collision, already inside leverage, so I collision, right? And they run by me, which I'm supposed to do.
Well, if you collision, they shouldn't run by you.
Well, when I'm already like, you got to think of it as I'm not a D1 superstar athlete.
No, but you're good enough.
I'm better than enough.
Okay, there you go.
All right, so, you collision.
You're more than enough.
Yes, so you have a safety over top.
This should be a podcast right now.
But when you have.
Get high school kids to explain why they fail at their job.
So when you have two people.
You had one job with Brett Beard.
When you have two people inside leverage and they're running outside route, it's kind of hard to.
You're in man. You collision your man.
Yeah.
He breaks out.
Okay, well, I'm still on his right side.
Yeah.
So when he runs that corner out, that's like an extra, 3 yards after running. It was a good ball. So, a perfect ball beats perfect
That's
coverage.
why you collision. It gives you a chance to recover and be on that back hip as they run whatever out route it is.
I am on that back
corner
hip,
route
but
it is.
It's a corner, so if I'm on the inside hip and they run a corner, that's like, a really tough ball to get to.
Yeah.
That's what happened on the Falcons.
Okay.
coverage.
All right.
What about any other
Well,
questions?
there you go. We've got all the answers, and nor will we ever see Connor Sullivan beat on Falcon again.
No, you will not.
We'll see y'all next week.
That's the Brett Beard Show.
This is the Connor Sullivan Show.
Okay.